This week on The Grind, we finish our trip to North Dakota with more wigeon, then follow the snow south to northeast South Dakota.
I yearn for a place to call my own. I'm going home. Say what you will, I'll be better for it still. I've been wondering what you're doing with your time, just to get you off my mind. I'm in the grind.
The Grind Waterfowl TV is brought to you by Dakota Decoy, premium gunning decoys for demanding hunters. Lucky Duck, masters of deception. Kent Cartridge, quality matters and performance counts. Mud Buddy, the king of mud motors. Excel, the boat to own. Cornerstone Gundog Academy, the most accessible online retriever training program. Yoder Smokers, handcrafted in the heartland. Sitka Gear, turning clothing into gear. Rig 'em Right Waterfowl, the industry leader in specialty waterfowl products. OnX Hunt, know where you stand. Benelli, simply perfect. And these fine sponsors. This segment is brought to you by Kent Cartridge.
Well, going into day 3 here in North Dakota with Rick Darling, North Country Guide Service, and we'd been watching the weather like everyone has been. We knew there was going to be a change, and sometime in the middle of the night, I slept through it, but Tim woke up. He thought about 2 a.m. The wind shifted to the north, and it got windy and cold. The weather has changed. Huge storm coming into the Midwest. They're calling for, areas up to 20-some inches of snow. So Rick's found this huge feed, mostly duck feed. It looks like a chisel plowed wheat field. And right now we've got a couple options, so we're trying to figure out actually where to set the blinds and the decoys up. But it's gusty. It's blowing probably 15 to 20 with gusts to 30 right now. It's starting to mist. A bunch of pile of the honkers here. Some, like your vehicle. Then string some ducks right down through here. A couple spinners right there. Yeah, hook the honkers out. Here's what I would do. I don't know how you do it. We'd put like the honkers up here, like probably no further in my truck.
And run some back.
Kind of block it, and then like run all those full body mallards up here. Yeah. We'll have our blinds right here in this this slough. Getting a little better cover today. We're gonna run a big blocking bunch of honkers up above us. Big wind. So typically what we do in a big wind is make a big stopping block of geese. Then we'll run the full bodies down in front of the blind with the spinners right at the bottom of the geese. Any kind of luck, the ducks will just come right up the alley. We'll shoot them as they come by.
With the way we have the setup going and the strong winds, we're gonna get our spinners set up further upwind of us and hopefully draw those ducks in either slightly ahead of us and just make for probably a little better shoot. Because once those ducks see us pop up, they're going to get up and out. So you want to get them as close as possible to you and use your spinners to pull them up further.
Big winds are good and bad. I always say I like a wind about 10 to 15 miles an hour. This is a big wind here. I personally think the shooting's going to be kind of tough today. We're going to get one good shot and then they're going to be blown out of here. So there's only 3 of us shooting. So we really only need 18 ducks, but wind's a good thing and it can also be a bad thing. We'll see how it goes today.
The incoming storm was only getting stronger, and we had our fingers crossed that the birds hadn't left overnight.
Birds know something's coming and the storm's coming. Better get out and do feed.
Ducks, spinners. Just a pair. Yeah, they're running.
They go right here. Got this one, he's gonna swing back around.
Ducks. Duck. He's headed home saying, oh, man is in the field, Bambi. Oh, dog saw a duck. Ducks out front. Spinners. Get ready. Get him. Boy, as good as I shot on that hen, I just did bad there. Hank.
Boy, that wind is howling.
The duck I pulled on is the duck that fell, and then I panicked. Boy, they got here in a hurry, didn't they?
They left in a hurry too.
Yeah, you get one really good shot, then it's
Prey.
yeah.
This segment is brought to you by Dakota Decoy.
Widgeon again, I think. Get him. Hank.
They're a ways away. Yeah, but what are you gonna do? Holy cow, look at all the birds over there.
I like how he goes for those long birds first.
6, 7 ducks out front.
Good. Good boy. Kennel up. Kennel. Turn right there. Like that. Here they come, they're crawling across the field. 3 of them. Get ready. Oh, come on, drop. Hank.
That ain't bad. Jesus.
Good. 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 Okay, kennel. Kennel. This whole week, we've all commented on how many widgeon we're seeing. Way more than normal. Rick even commented that normally they don't see or shoot this many widgeon. Widgeon like freshly flooded fields, and with all the rain they've gotten here in the last 2 weeks, this place is full of widgeon right now. And decoying widgeon's a blast. I mean, they get to your decoys in a hurry. There were several times out there where we actually they got in and out before we could even see them. But we shot a lot of widgeon, which we normally don't do. Oh, that widgeon. Yep.
You got one?
Hank. Do you see that? Do you see that lead widgeon? How pretty he was? Oh man. With our new hunting pal Hank the Tank, he's quite the machine. And the cool thing we've noticed with him is he's excellent at marking birds, and he watches the sailors going down. Right in front, get him. Hank. And we weren't sure if that duck was going to go down, but I think Hank knew it was going down, and he took off. He was gone, I don't know, maybe a quarter mile. Came back proud with that duck in his mouth. So he's quite the machine. He's going to be a real asset to us this year. He's so cool too, because as he's coming back with a bird in his mouth, he's marking other birds. He's looking in the decoys. He knows where at least 2 or 3 more ducks are, and I think I blew the whistle twice today. I wouldn't have had to. He knows where he's going. He's a pretty cool animal.
Usually we'll have a lot more concentrations of ducks around here, but with all this water, they're definitely spread out. But the last 3 days, I mean, we shot our limits of ducks. It was really simple hunting, nothing special that we were doing. So it was just a simple hunt. Those hunts sometimes can be the most fun. And coming up here and seeing Rick didn't disappoint. 3 great days of hunting, good friendships, and just a lot of laughter in the blind. Turned out to be a wonderful 3-day hunt.
Hey guys, I'm Barton Ramsey and this is a Cornerstone Gun Dog Academy training tip. Today I want to talk about reading your dog, which has a lot to do with body language. I think sometimes when we're in a training session we assume the dog's behavior, such as, well, he's just being stubborn, he's just disobeying, he just wants to make me angry, when we should be looking at the dog, evaluating their ears, their tail, their posture, and trying to read how the dog is feeling about whatever it is we're asking him or her to do. A lot of times we will assume a dog is being disobedient when the dog is actually just confused or unsure about something. So as you train, begin to take note of your dog's body language. Your dog is talking to you through its body language, its tail, its ears, as we mentioned, its posture. Begin to pay attention to those things and learn to better read your dog so you can understand whether it's a time to correct or a time to reward or a time to do a drill that will boost confidence and bolster your dog. And when you begin doing that, you'll have much more success overall in your training.
This segment is brought to you by Mud Buddy and Excel Boats.
For years, Sean's been bugging me to come up and hunt northern South Dakota. We're in early November, we're kind of in between places to go, and Sean convinced me to come on up and hunt northern South Dakota. When Sean got a hold of us, he was pretty excited. We were supposed to have a little front coming through that was going to bring some snow flurries. They called snow flurries. So we threw this hunt together, and Tim was coming in from Wisconsin. I was driving up from southeast South Dakota, and then we're going to meet up at Sean's place.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, just driving.
Did you by chance grab a sledgehammer or an axe?
No, I didn't have anything.
Okay, I'll go find something.
Usually we just drive the trailer on top of it. You land hunters, I tell you what.
You think we're just going to be able to drive the trailer right over the ice till it falls through?
Typically.
Okay.
A little hard on tail lights sometimes, but if you ease into it, usually you're okay.
I tell you what, it's looking pretty promising right now.
Is it?
So there's a flooded road that we're putting in on, and then there's two big points that face like southwest. We're supposed to have a northeast wind, so we can sit right on those points, whichever one we want. Exactly where the birds were sitting this morning. Either way, there's like there's several thousand birds still on the water tonight. There's probably 3,000 or 4,000 birds in the field. I don't know. It's okay. I'm pumped. It's looking cool. It's looking good.
So that first morning, we knew we had snow. We knew the birds would feed and come back to water probably mid to late morning. So we slept in a little bit, and when we showed up in the morning, you could tell it had gotten cold that night. Snow makes ice, and we had ice everywhere. So this particular hunt was going to be the first hunt where we had the Mud Buddy Excel out in hunting conditions. I'd run it a little bit on the river to see how it ran, and so I was kind of excited to get it out. I had never really run it with a full load, so didn't know how it was going to perform.
Nice and easy.
Once we busted through the ice around the road to get the boat in, and we had that boat loaded down, it was unbelievable. And all the time I'd been running the boat, I was in it by myself. I was totally impressed on the performance of the boat. But until we pushed off that road that day I think we took 3 guys on the first trip and most of the gear, once I hit the throttle, I was absolutely amazed. That thing popped up on plane. It was actually, I kid you not, it was running better with some weight in it than when I was running it by myself.
This looks ducky as all get out.
Once we found our spot, we set up a field blind on the island. I had run back to pick the other 2 guys up. The other guys had started getting ready. This is our first time we're in actually in northern South Dakota. We're in Sean and Max's stomping grounds. But it looks good. We got probably 3 inches of snow last night that they had called for a dusting, and we woke up to a nice, good solid 3 inches. Yep. Our first time up here hunting, we're pretty excited.
So we're in northeast South Dakota. It's my first time being here. Hunt a lot of North Dakota, and I love potholes. And really, South Dakota now, with the amount of water they've had historically, way more than normal, it's become kind of like North Dakota. There's potholes and sloughs everywhere. And this particular spot we're hunting right now is all public land, but we can get a boat out here now because of the flooding, and the boat ramp is the end of a road. So it's a pretty cool setup we've got, and I'm really looking forward to this morning's hunt. First time here in northeast South Dakota. It should be cool.
This segment is brought to you by Lucky Duck Premium Decoys.
That one landed way out there. I can't believe they're landing that far out.
Hunting jungle ducks. I mean, this is a great big body of water, and it happens. And we had quite a few sit wide, and then our snow flurries turned back into basically a blizzard out there, and it was cold. And once it started snowing like that, our day got kind of miserable, to be honest with you, for a while. Basically, we weren't shooting a thing at the time, and everyone's cold, everyone's wet. We were wet from the snow. No heaters. We had heaters sitting in the truck, but we forgot to bring them. But we just decided to ride it out. We knew once that snow let up, the birds would come back from the field to the water. One thing I always joke about, I have no problem with guys shooting spoonbills, but when you have a chance to shoot other ducks, I always pass on them. And it was snowing pretty hard, and we had a nice little bunch of spoonies come in, and they did it just right. Came to my end of the blind, and in the snow it was hard to see. I popped up and realized they were spoonbills and passed on them, but I figured we'd wait out for the other greenheads.
I just can't pull the trigger on a spoonbill. I can't. I really didn't want the dog to get wet on a spoonbill, is what I thought about.
Coming right at us. Right at us. Killed these two. Let's take him.
Get him?
Yep.
Hank!
Now I got to deal with a wet dog.
I thought you had. I thought you were gonna hit that left one.
Oh, he was peeled
Too far?
out. Yeah. Good boy.
Pretty bird.
Good boy. Full of corn.
These guys have been eating good. Some cut corn finally down here. Talk about beautiful birds. Fully plumaged. Gorgeous.
I can't, I'm not loaded. Sorry. I hear cranes. I hear cranes.
I met Bill probably 10 years ago, and man, I was always really impressed with him. He was a straight out killer, great duck hunter. Here we are, kind of a slow morning. Doesn't have shells in his gun. Greenhead lands 15 yards to the left of him. He starts talking about cranes as the greenhead's swimming around. Next thing you know, he's gonna be looking for squirrels.
Bird watching.
Jeez.
Pretty mallard. Was he pretty?
Oh God.
I never did see him. Where was he?
Right there, and those goose decoys.
Right here, middle of the goose
Never
decoy.
saw it. That's all right.
Keep popping, Jim. Get him.
Hank, stay. All right. Ryan, let's do this.
Okay. Kill those.
I'm open. Uh-huh. We just had a nice flock of green-winged teal come in and knock 4 down out of them. So that was cool. They circled in once, and we weren't ready for them. Let them come back around, and then the second time, had a good little shoot of 4 pulling down. That was great. Good job.
They're coming our way too. I could have popped her, but Doing something good.
Take that one.
Nice.
He's down.
Yeah.
Beehive.
On this particular hunt, in the strong winds, you know, we had 20, 25 mile an hour winds, probably with 30 to 40 mile an hour gusts at times. Shooting's tough, and you get one good shot, and that's about it.
I got the right.
Get him.
Should I hit that one out there?
See if you can. Those are boaters. So it's tough to get good clean kills. That particular day, we did a lot of duck chasing out into the middle of that lake. The wind if they were alive, they're immediately going downwind, and they were gone.
Next week on The Grind, we continue our water hunt, then head to the corn for big flocks of mallards.